Don't try this at home. So a long time ago, I saw a documentary that went viral on the internet, and it was about a British guy who raised a bunch of wolves. And he raised them from puphood, and he did it by acting like a wolf himself. And he taught them to howl, he taught them to act like wolves do. And while they were filming this documentary, he had to go away into town or somewhere for quite a little while. And when he came back, the wolves looked at him like a stranger. And so, because he'd left the pack for quite a bit. And so in order to get back into the pack, he had to relinquish his title of being leader to stay safe if he wanted to act like a wolf with him again. And just really humble himself and become the peacemaker, the one who kind of grovels on the ground and shows his belly. And that's a metaphor, because I'm going to talk about something a lot of introverts run into, because we need to take a lot of time to ourselves, whether it's to practice our craft or just kind of recollect and kind of reflect and stuff. And a lot of times people behave like these wolves. And it's really unfortunate, but it's just a thing. I used to find it so weird, so bizarre that people would act like wolves with tribalism. Like, we're such evolved creatures. Why would we be acting like some kind of tiny little tribe, right? You've neglected the tribe. So, and basically, like, what happened was I went and I did an opera in the Bay Area, and just kind of came back 2 months later because I was busy going back and forth in rehearsals, memorizing lyrics and, notes and choreography. And kind of came back to these people who I spent a lot of time with, and just we had talked about setting up more gigs and stuff and at their art studio and whatnot. And I'm like, hey, I'm back. And they looked at me with these like heartbroken, disappointed faces. And they said, hey, what's up, Arthur? We thought you abandoned us. Like, almost everybody said that. And I'd already told them I'm going up to do an opera. I'm going to be gone for a while. They never texted me once. They never called me, nothing. And at the time, I was thinking to myself, wow, the audacity to think I abandoned them when they never called me or texted me. And, I didn't understand back then, but I think, there's a lot of extroverts who are just basically followers of the tribe. And if you're introverted, like I apparently am, I'm pretty outgoing, but I'm still introverted. I like spending time alone. I like doing alone hikes. I like to have solitude and peace. I have to spend a lot of time practicing music, piano, vocal stuff. And I think there's a lot of people who don't live that lifestyle, and their entire life is their friend circle and the people they spend physical time with. And that is something that introverts possibly don't really understand. Now, I don't know about you, viewer of my channel, subscriber of my channel, liker of this video. But when I haven't seen somebody in a long time, I am stoked. I am overjoyed. I am just so happy. I'm like a dog. When two dogs meet after a long time, they get so happy they start like playing and stuff, they're wagging their tails. That's me. And, but that's not everybody. And you may be like this as well. You haven't seen somebody in a long time, unless you had some kind of falling out, or if they're super weird to you, or like, just... I do think about whether there's a genetic component to it as well, because I am part Mongolian. I'm mostly Chinese, but Mongolian people are definitely not the villager type. And me, I can spend a lot of time alone and just not seeing people and just working on myself, and I'm okay. And I think that's something that like people who are introverted need to understand about people who are more extroverted. And it's just that, like, although we like that peace, the other people, they say stuff like, oh yeah, I don't know if I could spend a week without seeing a human soul. And for people who are different, they like it. They like that solitude. And if you're extroverted and you're watching this video and you're just like, oh man, what? That is so weird. Like, people don't want to be part of something bigger. They don't want to be part of a big friend group. They don't, I mean, of course, introverts want to be part of a big friend group. Everybody does, right? But, you know, we don't want to feel an obligation to that group. We don't want to feel like, you know, we're like part of a gang. Gang. And if you're super introverted and you're kind of like isolated and stuff, or you did that to yourself, or I don't know, and you just ironically feel lonely, or if you don't even feel lonely, socializing is always good, especially for the brain. And, you know, don't be afraid to invite yourself to things, because sometimes people won't invite you to things if they never see you there. Before you know it, you'll be invited to stuff, and sometimes it's good to say yes. Sometimes it's good to kind of come out of your cave, and you're doing just fine. gotta be down if you want it all. And people are unique. People are different. And if you really want to have people relate to you, you've got to relate to other people first sometimes.